Hello, I'm Jane, your guide to digital nomadness, and I have a question from a woman about women traveling solo. But before I dive in, quick update about my travels. Last night, James and I took this overnight bus called the sleeper bus from Vientiane to here. It's very interesting that they call it a sleeper bus, even though they honked all night. I call it the beeper bus. I will give you more information. I'll post pictures on Instagram with a little spiel, and it'll be on WordPress too, so that my mom can see it. Hola, mami. Okay. So the question comes from Myrna in San Diego, and she wants to know. She says, "Thank you for sharing your journey with us, and it's very inspiring." You're welcome. Since you travel alone, being a woman, do you ever feel scared being in a different country, especially the times when you don't have access to a phone or internet and you might have lost your way? Okay, first of all, I am no longer traveling alone. I haven't been traveling alone for over 2 years and a half because I started this particular journey with my boyfriend, James. Just don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, you know. However, Myrna, I have many years of traveling experience, traveling by myself. I mean, if you want to go back as long as I was 16 years old and just rode my bike in Malibu. But yeah, I was 19, 20 when I backpacked solo through Cuba and Asia, whatever. Okay, so to answer your question, am I scared? No, I'm not scared. I never actually felt scared because right now I'm just so used to it. I'm so used to traveling alone that all I remember when I first hopped on that plane by myself, I remember when I was 19, I was excited. I was so excited to go to Mexico City. I remember feeling very curious, and it was also a great age to travel because I was so naive. I remember hitchhiking through Honduras. I had taken rides from strangers in Cuba. I rode my bike across Cambodia. Really? That really happened? So looking back, I'm 30 years old now. Looking back, I don't know what the heck I was thinking, and I don't think I would ever do anything like that again. I'm glad I did it. With regards to the phone, and in those times back then, that was 10 years ago at least, I did not carry a phone because I always prefer to leave my sidekick. Remember those? I always left that at home because I think that phone stealing was a lot more common, at least it was in LA, Los Angeles. So I left that sidekick at home, and I always carried a map or a map which you found in those bulky Lonely Planet guidebooks. Remember those? Okay, so whenever I took those out, I always attracted attention. Inevitably, some guy would ask me, "Do you need help?" And no, not from you, man. You mariachi-looking man with this ugly mustache, whatever. It was just like scumbags always wanted to know if they can help me, you know? Okay. Nowadays, I think it's a lot better to just carry your phone with you because they're compact and you can just put them away, you know? My advice to you, Myrna, is to just plan ahead. Nothing extravagant, just something like plan ahead 5 minutes in advance. Plan your A to B. You're at A, okay. You're at this hostel, you know you're gonna go to so-and-so, look in your map, put it away, and then just go on about your day. If you don't have Wi-Fi, you can always download a Google map. You can download TripAdvisor maps, so you can go to any restaurant you want. Google and TripAdvisor let you download portions of map, but not everywhere in the world, because today I tried to download Savannah Cat and Google didn't let me because Google is a little racist sometimes. Okay, so answer that part of the question. All right, but going back to the fear part, I'm scared. I'm gonna empathize with women because I get it. There's definitely a reason to be afraid. So I'm gonna get real with you and give you some stats, okay? These stats are provided to you by this wonderful woman named Alexandra Jameson, author of Woman, Food, and Desire. She said that 1 in 3 women in the US will experience sexual or physical abuse. 1 in 5 will be raped. 1 in 4 will be abused before the age of 18. So there is, I mean, yeah, I know plenty of women that that's happened to. And there's definitely reason to be afraid to live inside a woman's body, especially considering the current political climate. In fact, I think that guy in the White House probably set us back a few years. But here's what's up. Even with these numbers, I am not scared. In fact, last night, James and I were at the bus station, and we didn't have enough cash on hand to buy a ticket. We didn't accept Visa, and the only ATM machine that was there was it's like a national one. It just didn't accept my card, and because James sprained his ankle, he couldn't go out and get it. The nearest ATM was a kilometer away, which I think is less than a mile. I always forget. So it was up to me. By the way, that's just one of the perks of traveling with a partner. You're in a team. Okay, so it was about 7:30 at night, and I, instead of taking a tuk-tuk because it looked like it was rush hour, I just looked for myself. I ran. And it was really weird to see a woman running in Laos, because Laos is so chill. So everyone in their car was just looking at me like, what's the problem? Anyways, I got out money from the ATM, which made me feel a little, like, okay, I need to put this away right away. Not saying that I'm scared, but anyways, I did that, and like, I'm not scared, okay? And I won't be scared because I have never and won't ever let my gender deter me from traveling any country that I want. And Myrna, you should not be scared either. What you should be is aware. Aware that walking alone at night might not, you want to be aware that walking alone at night might attract attention. The way I attract a little bit of attention, you don't want to attract unwanted attention. You might have some douchebag riding a bicycle. He might decide to follow you for a few blocks, and you might decide to smack him in retaliation. You should be aware that, yes, in many countries, looking at you, Latin America, guys will hiss at you, and the best thing to do is not to throw rocks at them and be upfront, be like, yo, I don't like this. No. The best thing to do is to ignore them. Do not acknowledge. Speaking of that, I have in the past, in broad daylight, where there's a lot of people, I have in the past said, hey, you know what? I don't like that. That is really disrespectful. You have a problem? And that usually made the guy feel a little like, oh, she talks. And it makes him feel really embarrassed. So in a perfect world, I won't think second. I will always do that. All right, so be aware. Be also aware of your posture, and this is really important. This is what I tell all women when traveling alone. And this is why I think I came out of all my travels unscathed, is my posture. Shoulders back, chin up, and you want to look like you're completely aware. Your hands out of from your pockets. If you ever taken an improv class, you know what I mean. You want to check in. You want to let everyone know that you notice, that they notice you. And you just want to put them in notice that you notice them too. It takes less than half a second. No smiling, because that not only conveys that you're insecure, it also conveys that you it also invites a conversation, which you don't need at 7 p.m. Nobody should be talking to you at night, especially a guy, okay? All right, so I put some bullet points down here so that I don't run alone. Basically, it's very important to know that be aware that the same rules don't apply to you as men. We're just not there yet, okay? Also, to let you know, Myrna, that women travel by themselves all the time. It's not new. When I was 19 years old, I thought I was in good hands traveling through Mexico City by myself because I can just blend in. But I saw so many women, blue eyes, blonde hair, brunettes from France, traveling by themselves. And women like to take care of themselves when we're abroad. One time when I was in Flores, which is home of the Tikal ruins in Guatemala. We were going to Lanquin, which is a great place to swim inside the caves. And then the chicken bus just broke down. And this French girl was like, I'm not having any of it. So she got out because we waited for too long. And she just got out, so she's going to look for another ride. And I said, I'll go with you. And then this German girl jumped out she was traveling with someone else, and she joined us, and then a guy joined us, right? But then we found another ride, and we got to our final destination. So I just met, there's just so many women traveling by themselves. And it's a fact that when you travel by yourself, you will meet more people that way. It's just a fact. You're more likely to meet people when you travel by yourself than when you travel in a pair, okay? All right, so lastly, I hope that you decide, Myrna, to travel by yourself. Do not wait for anyone. Otherwise you just might end up waiting forever. You might regret it. I didn't wait, and I turned out all right. Got my limbs attached. I want to leave you with this, that there is something extra awesome about being a woman and saying that, yeah, I travel by myself. For example, if a guy said, oh, I traveled through Cuba by myself, it's like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Tell me about it. But if you're a woman and you can say that, even though it was nothing to you, people will look at you like you're a badass, because you are, and you will feel that way because not many people do it. It's an amazing experience, and I really hope that you end up traveling by yourself. And if you do, then I will welcome you to this thing I just made up. It's called the Badass Boss Babe Club. Okay, great. So if you like this video, go ahead and click that like button down there. If you know of anyone who's on the edge about traveling by themselves, especially they're a woman, maybe they need a little push, go ahead and share this video with them. It's current information because, as you know, yes, it is 2017. Very current. I don't know, I never know what day it is. This is kind of symptoms of being a digital nomad and having clients from New York and Canada, always in different time zones. All right, thanks. Oh yeah, and if you have any questions, obviously I have to the comments, but